Hello, everybody. Dramatic lighting. Wow. Really dramatic. I'm just, making sure everything's set up right. I hope the chat works this time. Oh no, I set it to normal latency. Okay, well, even if you do post in chat, I'm not gonna get it for like 20 seconds. It's fine. Okay. Excellent connection. Good, good. That wasn't the case yesterday. Today, in this stream, we're gonna be making a little, there we go, postcard. Postcard, front and the back. You can even put a stamp in it and mail it. You can see that it's reflective because Salome, I can see your text. Oh, good. The chat's working. Hello, Salome. I'm gonna be making a postcard that has a bird on it because I don't know, birds kind of give me fall vibes. Hey, look at that. Bam. Hope you're doing well, Salome. Thanks for hopping in. Hopefully things are looking like they work right. It's laminated. And the secret to that is, oh geez, I have cords behind me. I can't roll back. Okay. The secret to that are these peel and stick. Oh no, don't roll over my headphone cord. Oh no! I unplugged it. Oh god, doesn't look like it affected anything. Okay, we're fine. Peel and stick. I got it off of Amazon. It's pretty cheap, so if you're working with chalk pastel or something messy and you want to preserve it, this is perfect. As long as it's like 9 by 12. And we're gonna be making a postcard, so it's gonna be, I didn't write any address on here, but imagine, you can also write with Sharpie on top of it, technically. Anyways, we're gonna start off with a regular sheet of sketchbook paper. And the other materials you'll need, which I will also be getting, oh geez, is a pencil, eraser, ruler, oh yeah, those laminating sheets are quite useful. And thank you. I'm glad I didn't pick them off completely before streaming because I knew it would match my aesthetic for today. Hi Maple, thanks for joining the stream. I accidentally have it set to normal latency, which I guess is a good call, especially since my upload speed is like not very consistent, so better safe than sorry. They'll also gonna need some chalk pastel, but you don't have to make it in chalk pastel. You can do colored pencil or even marker, and then you probably wouldn't have to laminate it. But when you do use these laminating sheets, it makes the card a lot sturdier. So you can actually have a little bit more confidence in mailing it. Like you can't, like it's so thick, like you can't really fold it or else it'll start like peeling back up, which is not ideal. So, you know, if you have an actual laminating thing, that would obviously work better, but this is good for its purpose. Okay, so next we gotta decide what size you might want to make your postcard. It can be 4 by 6, 4 1/4 by 6. If you just like Google typical postcard sizes. Yeah, I'm glad I'm able to stream without a problem, and I can see chat. I was very worried about that. Yeah, last night was dumb, but it's fine. It's cool. I'm not I'm not salty about that. Not salty. I had to think a long time to find the right words. Okay. I'm gonna do my postcard 6 by 4 1/4. Just because. It's gonna be a relatively short tutorial because, you know, only so much you can do. Okay, I measured 6 inches from there, and then from here I'll measure 4 1/4. Then from here I'll also measure 4 1/4. Try to have it as straight up and down as I can. Boop-a-doop. Oh, I can also double check that this is 6 across. Yeah. Yeah, about there is fine. It's not like you won't be able to mail it if it's not perfect. Okay. So when I made this example, I used multimedia paper or mixed media paper. So if we look closer, you can kind of see like all these little flecks of the texture of the paper, which made it really unpleasant to work with. I want my chalk pastel to be smooth, so this is just regular sketchbook paper. I figured I wanted to experiment with a mixed media paper, but it doesn't work very well for pastel. Okay, you're also gonna need tape. I forgot about that. If you want a nice border around your art, then get some painter's tape and tape down your edges. You just gotta be careful peeling it back up, that you don't peel up the paper too badly. Okay. So we got that. Take a sippy my coffee. I have it on a Mr. Coffee heat pad. I remember it said specifically in the instructions to not use it to reheat coffee that's already cold, but I'm a rebel. How are y'all doing today? Thanks for keeping me company in this strange world of YouTube. Alright, back to this. I can still do all my fancy OBS stuff though, so that's fun. I'm working on a little board just because there's not, so that I can tilt it. It's not an official artist board or anything like that. There's other things underneath here. There we go. Let's see. Let me erase pencil markings on here. And we're probably gonna have holiday themed ones. YouTube. Wait, does my voice changer work? YouTube. All right, cool. It does work. Okay. Okay. Just double checking that it changed back. Since my blue tape is so wide, I rip it in half. Oh no, I didn't give myself enough spizzity space. Working on your paper? It does work. Awesome. A2. You're working on paper? Like like an essay paper? What is this? It's been forever since you worked on it. Why do I not know about this? Man. I ignore a lot of what my friends do. I need to not do that as much. Ooh, master's research. Didn't you finish your master's degree? Ooh. I thought you finished it since you weren't in France anymore. Oh, I'm silly. Okay. How dare I assume things? Yeah, you got this, Salome. Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. You can do this. You got this. I'm glad I can keep you company while you work on your paper. I'm sure it's gonna be very cool. Is it about beetles? What's it about? Is it about your research on the bugs? Or can it be anything you want it to be about? Okay, I'm gonna... So basically what I'm doing is that I'm putting the roll of tape underneath the board so that my board can be a little bit tilted. This makes it easier to work on. You finished it. It's not ready for publishing. Oh, okay, so you wrote the paper to graduate, but then you actually have to, like... But publishing it is a different thing. It was on the woofs. Oh, the woofers? Okay, so, Salome, so I did this kind of bird for the example just because it was yellow, and yellow is very fall-like. So I'm gonna let you choose, Salome, what kind of small bird that you want on this one. The Canadian woofers! Yeah! The woofers got interpreted as blue flowers on captions. That's cute. I can make like an homage to your I'm sorry to hear about your bird. I can make an homage to it, or it could just be another fall kind of bird. Let's see. Let me take a look at different birds. I just googled fall birds before. Let's see what we can get this time. Hold on, let me search. Oh geez, there's so many windows open. So many windows. I know, it really doesn't. It really does not. Okay, let me look up fall birds. Fall bird pictures. Yes! Salome, send the link. You found the pretty bird? Nice. Give it to me. Autumn fall birds. There's so many pretty bird pictures. I know I did another art lesson stream that was about birds, but like they're just nice. They're just a nice art subject because they're not too difficult to draw if you're drawing just like the little round ones. And then you can just put them on a branch and put a fall background behind it, and then you got a really nice picture. It's not even, yeah. No big deal. Do 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 do. In watercolor, they look really nice too. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah, ooh. Ooh, ah, ooh. It's a Rufus hummingbird. Ooh. Oh, geez. Seeing the picture of a hummingbird with its like tongue sticking out is like, I don't like it. It's kind of creepy. Okay. Let's see. Just gonna put one on a branch. Just trying to find a good picture of one on a branch. It does. I think just the first result that came up with that would be good. Did that show up what I wanted to? Okay, yeah, this one. So this is an important step in your art making process because you gotta find references, but we're gonna give it a fall background. So I like its little feet. Look at its little feet. That's adorable. I like its little feet. Okay, wonderful. So that's gonna be our inspiration. And then let me just make sure I have everything sorted. All right, and then go back to the overhead cam. Okay, everything's cool. All right. Okay. So, how to draw birds. Hold on, let me just take a little. Okay, how to draw birds. There's one pic with a green and yellow background that works really well. Ooh, a green and yellow background. Is that like, hold on a second. Is that this one? This one almost looks like a leaf. Can you send me a link to it, Salome, on Discord? But either way, I think I'm still gonna use this as that, and then we'll figure out the background when we figure out the background. Okay. Birds are basically ovals. Oh yeah, just for color ideas. Gotcha. Gotcha. Am I zoomed in enough? Okay. So we're gonna put it more or less in the center, maybe a little bit to the right, and start with the biggest shape first. Draw nice and lightly. If you're a student at our studio, then you're probably used to drawing things a whole lot bigger than this. So you still want to fill up like a quarter of your picture with this bird. And just start with the basic shapes, just to know how much space is going to be taken up. A bird's tail feathers take up quite a lot of space. I'm just gonna assume it's gonna take up that much. And then it's got its like belly. This is kind of like a triangle shape. And then let's see. Hummingbirds have those little bumpies. You can put in some details to help out with shapes and how things are connected. And we got the beak. Boo. Then we're gonna do birds' heads are also like kind of flat, kind of long and flat. So maybe it's something like that. And then a bird's head is kind of like, if you drew a beak, it's kind of right next to the beak. It's not really on top of it, like you might think. More like next to it. And if you have any other words of wisdom on tips on how to draw birds, I am all ears for that, but in general, I'm just copying the picture that I drew. That I found. Because this is a gift. It's not really copyright thing infringing if you're copying a picture and using it as a gift because you're not making any money off of it. And I am making money off of it because I'm teaching it, but it's education, so that's another exception. I'm gonna move it over a little bit. Gonna have that white part. The rounder, the better. Oh yeah. That's about right when it comes to drawing birds. Yeah, pretty much. You want to pay attention to how much the beak overlaps with the head. It's not really just like boob. It's more like boob. And then we got there's a bit of like there's a bit of a dark part of the wing here. So I'm gonna get that part in. And I've also been blocking out this shape. And this shape will be important too. That kind of green part. And then we'll get these parts in. So first I'm looking at like the big shapes here. And then now I'm starting to look at the bit of the smaller ones. That's gonna help me figure out other things. So this dark part here. And this is the only thing that's really going to be in your picture other than the branch in the background. So it's definitely the part that you don't want to skip out on. Want to make it as accurate as possible. Because the reason why you chose that picture in the first place is because you like how it looks, so you probably want to copy it as close as possible so that you like how it looks. I'm a little bit more clean with my sketches than I usually am, just for like clarity of this tutorial. It's okay to start off kind of messy and then clean it up as you go. I think it's a little bit more at an angle. Ooh, we should walk around Marymore again. Now that all the trees are like have changed and all the leaves are falling and stuff. I think this way needs to be a little bit wider. Something seems off. I think I made the body too small. Let me make a final decision about this. Hummingbirds are kind of hard to draw their beaks because they're so thin. Let's see. The picture has it angled up just a little bit more than that. And then bam bam. This is the thickest part of the beak right here, and then it gets thinner like that. And then the green part, it's like that. And then the eye is like here. Hummingbirds have ridiculously small bodies. Yeah, that might be it. That might be why it seems like it though. Okay. I think maybe just this wing. I think I need to have it be a bit thinner at the front. Like that. Or at the top, I mean. Okay, and now, so it's quite fluffy at the bottom, so it's not really clear where the pencil line should go. But if we compare where the feet are in comparison to like the wing, it's like almost halfway up the wing, the little feets. We'll put the, and definitely sketch the feets in there, which is just like that. And then its little branch is like right there, and the little branch kind of breaks off like that. It kind of looks like a bone. And then it's fluffy, so you only really see the bottoms of the feet. And it's so fluffy, it covers up that branch. And we can see the branch coming out here. Another tip is, I didn't start drawing the branch until most of the bird was drawn in. Because with this one, I drew the branch first, but I drew it like here. And then when I drew the bird, I ended up having to redraw the branch to move it to where its feet would actually be there. So just don't draw the branch until you have a bird for it to sit on. Okay, and then I'll start another branch here. Maybe the wing starts a little too high. Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Let me just kind of finalize where that little shimmery part is. The shimmery part is like here. And then the wing starts kind of like right near the bottom of the shimmery part. So it's more like there. So what I'm doing now is basically erasing or making the lines really light so that when we make like this part, when you color it in with like white pastel, it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to see that pencil underneath. All right, good enough for me. Yay, so small. Yeah, I think we've drawn it pretty much life size. I don't know, maybe hummingbirds are a little bit bigger than that. But I feel like not by much. Little small friends. Okay, so Selma, you suggested for the background to be kind of like yellow and green, like early fall. So the leaves are just starting to turn. I like that idea, so let's do that. It is one of my favorite techniques to do in pastel, so if you're not working with pastel while following this tutorial, you can still make it work. But it works best if you have some kind of medium that will blend. Because we're gonna do that effect where it looks like the background's like this was a photograph and the person photographing it had the object in the foreground in focus, and then the background was not in focus. Yeah. Okay. So, even though this is a live stream, if you're watching this after the fact and have any questions or comments about the tutorial, I don't know, write it in the comments, I guess, and then I'll do my best to answer. Because we all want you to be able to do this at home and then send cards to your loved ones that you might not be able to see this Thanksgiving, so might as well send them a nice hand-drawn, beautiful card with a bird on it, because who doesn't like birds? There might be some people that don't like birds, but I don't want to know those people. Okay, so let's see. Fall colors for background. We can do this kind of golden yellow color. These are chalk pastels. That's what they look like. We can do this like greenish. This yellowish green, and then maybe just a little bit of a colder green. If you have this bottle green at home, that'd be great, but I'm gonna try to do my best to do the colors that only come in a 24 box set. So let's do the moss green too for the background. Sorry, I was not showing off the camera. Let's see. And then let's get the cream color in there, and then maybe just a little bit of orange too. These are our colors for the background. So there's going to be lots of orange and red in the bird too, so we only want a little bit of orange in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the lightest colors first. And this is where you probably also want to get yourself some kind of paper towel, or if you're wearing an apron, that's great. I'm just using a rag so that you can wipe your fingers off before switching to different colors. Okay, make sure there's no eraser shavings in your sketches where you like it. Now let's start. Yeah, this is so much better than the multimedia, mixed media, whatever paper. Goes on so smooth. Gonna have to try to get it into the corners too. Gonna have to work on that a little bit. Let's see. Get some of this green in there. I know I said to start with the lightest colors first, but this background is very loosey-goosey. Don't worry about it. If you want to follow rules of like lights and darks, you can focus on more of the darker colors at the top of the frame. And the lighter colors at the bottom of the frame. But it doesn't matter too much. This might also not blend as well because this is only one piece of paper and the board is behind it. So that might be tough because you might accidentally make like a crayon rubbing kind of effect. So hopefully when I blend this, it's not going to copy the texture of this board underneath too much. If not, I can just put some paper behind it, put my sketch pad behind it. So if you're working in your sketch pad, that would probably actually be ideal. So I'm just filling in these gaps with some nice fall colors. Get a little bit of orange in there too. Here, best to avoid the branches and the bird, but no big deal. You accidentally overlap a little bit because that's what's cool about chalk pastel. I'm gonna get some lemon yellow in here too. What's your favorite type of bird? Good question. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I just like the birds just like outside our kitchen window, like the chickadees and stuff. Just because I think they're so precious. Hopping around on the ground looking for worms or whatever. Okay. Now you want to take your pinky finger and start blending out one color at a time. Oh, I chose the dark green first for some reason. And blend it into the neighboring colors a little bit. Do. You know, wipe off the finger. I'm gonna switch fingers actually. Pinky's not very strong. I can tell with some of this light green I need to add some more pastel too, so I'm just gonna do that. Do. Ah, yeah, chickadees. Hummingbirds are really cool too. I know those are kind of like boring answers, but you like that. So to kind of make it more blurry and more like in the background, and I'll put some more of this cream color just in these transitional areas so that everything can kind of start merging into one in like more lighter colors. Like I thought the moss green would look nice, but it's a little bit too dark, I think. And I'm just gonna put some light green on top of that. I have a lot of favorite birds. The rufous hummingbird and the lammergeier come in mind, as well as budgies and cockatiels. Yeah, like the small birds are really something. They're really cute. I'm gonna put some golden yellow back on top of this orange too. So what's important with these backgrounds is that you don't want to blend like all the way across. So you don't want the colors to become too homogeneous, as in like too mixed up and even all the way around. You still want to be able to see the different colors in there. Like there's yellow, there's green, there's a dark green. It all kind of mixes together into one color. It's like, Okay, so we got that. You could also have chosen like a more like late fall color palette. I like this one too a lot. With just the red and yellow and orange. Okay. Next, now that the background's done, we can color in the hummingbird. Now my coffee's hot. Okay, let's pick out some colors for the hummingbird. Okay, light to dark is good to think about when you're kind of stuck on where to start. Just so that you don't accidentally put like a dark red where it should be white. We don't want to start with the really small details like the eyes or the feathers first either. Because we still want to be able to blend in this early stage. So it looks like the white and the hummingbird get a little bit more like a creamy color near the bottom. Let me show you a little bit what I'm looking at here. So I'm kind of starting with this area, like the white and this cream color here. And then I'm gonna make sure I get the white here. Right, tag don't work, I guess. Oh, thank you. Oh, you sent me a thing. Hey! Oh, I see. Ooh. That one's nice. But with this one I'm doing like... Right, so yellow and orange. This is more like the red and brown. And then some green. And then parts like this and this and this would go in last. So that's what we're working with here. So I think our MVP colors are gonna be the golden yellow, the orange, and this red-orange color. And then we can use a little bit of your darker red, but this is more like a pink kind of color, so you want to be careful with this one. And then this brick red color we're gonna be using to mix as well with your darkest brown, which is a pretty cold dark brown. I think it's this one. So yeah, and then the green, gonna have some moss green, and then black, because this bottle green would be great, but we're gonna try not to use that, so that it's only just in a 24 set. Okay, so when you're working on a smaller scale, a lot of blending you can accomplish with the pastel itself. Allow me to demonstrate. Let me look at where these lighter oranges are. Just gonna start by putting that in real lightly. Ooh. Don't forget about the white part of the eye. Try to keep that as white as possible. It's probably not going to be super white because of blending, but that's okay. Da, da, da. And then I'm gonna start sneaking some of the orange in there. Be sure to look up at your reference every couple seconds, literally every couple seconds, to make sure that you're not putting the color somewhere where it shouldn't. Just gonna, I'm barely touching it just to smooth it out a little bit. Okay. So next, I'm gonna see where it gets darker, which is kind of like here. And also lighter. Put some of this in here. And I'm putting it back on top of the other red to kind of blend that all together. This is when you get to start blending with the pastel itself. Okay, and then crows are top tier birds. Crows, they know too much. And it's like a little bit concerning, but at the same time, like really cool. Like just their mannerisms, how they just like walk around. It's like, you know, they know too much. They walk around like humans, I swear. Like whenever you drive by and they're like in the road, they like side eye you. It's like, oh, come on, really? You're really gonna be in my way right now? I guess I'll move. Like they got that kind of like snooty kind of attitude. And I guess they like remember and keep grudges and stuff. Like the more I learn about birds, like or crows specifically, I'm like, oh god. I really don't want to learn like I don't like want to watch the movie Birds. So I'm afraid it'll make me scared of birds. The only thing to fear is fear itself, right? I'm just kind of swapping between all these lovely colors. Trying to get the ones that I like. Here's the darker red. We can put here. And I really don't want to blend it because I want to keep that edge nice and crisp. And I'm gonna blend the center just a little bit. At this point, if there's some like of this paper texture in your work, like don't worry about it too much. Because one, chalk pastel is chalk pastel. It's okay if by the end of the picture it still looks like chalk pastel. And a lot of this is gonna get covered up with texture anyway. Make sure you're going all the way to the edge so that there isn't like a weird white halo around your bird. It is good to start like at the center and work your way to the edges. But that is what I would suggest at least. Let's see. I'm pretty happy with the lighter colors. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer. Hopefully not tip over this whole camera. And then focus. Okay, that should be fine. And now we can kind of start with the brick red color. Now at this point, I'm not really gonna blend anymore. We're already kind of on the texture step. I want the pastel. You want the pastel to do its thing. See, the eye here gets pretty dark. I'll do that. And then here it gets pretty dark. Remember, you're working small, so it's okay if you can't fit as much detail in there as you could if you were doing a big picture. And we're going to use black at the ends to kind of help some of these features stand out a bit more, so keep that in mind as well. Sure to blow away the dust every now and then. Okay, moss green. There's like a little bit of that at the top of this. Not too much other than that. And then also put it at the top of the head here. And then some areas can be a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna put light green like here. Gonna blend it into that. Put some light green in here too. And then, let's see. I want to put some like kind of light little highlights here. Okay. Okay, so might need to do a little bit of creative problem solving for like this Wayne here. And if you kind of squint, it's like at first glance it's like gray and black, but if you squint, this gray has kind of like a bluish tint to it, or brownish tint to it. I don't know actually. So it's kind of just up to you how you want to get these darker colors in. If you want to put black down and then blue on top of that, or blue first and then black on top of that. In my case, let me see here. I kind of want to keep everything as warm as possible, which is why I'm not going to use blue. I'm gonna put this brown in here. And if you saw that little highlight on that Wayne, I'm gonna try to not color this part so that I can get the highlight in better. Now we can start having fun with black. Just always check to see how things are separated out. Like we got that going on, and then like 2 layers of smaller Waynes, kind of like that. So we got like 2 layers of that, and then there's kind of like 2 big highlights here, or 3. Oh, thank you. Green parts do look nice. You just go ahead and ruin those real quick. Okay, there we go. And then try to get the white. Get the white highlights in there. It's a little bit lighter here too. And then there are some like green, like, I mean orange feathers that kind of overlap with the wings a little bit. We'll do that. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. And we can start doing some more feathery textures here too. Just using the corner of the pastel. Oh, whoops. It's a shadow. It's fine. Get the fluff. Get that fluff in. Go. Do 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 do. Okay, just finding highlights to put in places. Started getting to the zone and stopped talking, so. Really just like how strictly you want to adhere for the, yeah, to the reference. Kind of up to you. I just like to copy it as close as possible because I'm not super creative to do anything otherwise. Okay, let's get the little feetsies and feetsies. If you have a charcoal pencil, that would be great for this part. And I'm gonna assume that you don't have a charcoal pencil just lying around. So we'll just do our best with the black chalk pastel. I like to save the eye for last because it's kind of like satisfying to do. And also stressful. Oh no. Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. Just a bigger eye. Just a bigger eye now. Mix in a little bit of a white highlight in there. Boop, 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 boop. A little shiny spot just for fun. Okay, that's that bird. Pretty much done. Hold on. I just want to do a few other things. Let's get this. Again, charcoal pencil would probably be pretty good for this step. Okay. I think I ought to call that good. Yeah. Maybe just like right next to the dark. I'll put a little bit more of this light color in there. Okay, now the branch. The reference is kind of shows a birch branch. So I'm just gonna use this creamy color to start off with. And since it's so thin, we don't even really need to, you know, blend or anything. Okay, and then we'll put the white in there. For its little highlight. And then for texture and stuff, I'm gonna use that color. Gonna be darkest kind of here. And put some texture here. Use some brown too. Go kind of get the knots in there, I guess. And the branches. Branches don't need too much detail. You put more detail in the branch than on the bird, and it'll look weird. But you don't want too little detail either. You want it to be about matching. Okay, the fluff is kind of going over the branch too. Gonna add some more little feathery textures there. Okay, and then little like ripply effect here. Forgot about that. So add some dots, strategic dots. Okay. That's kind of done. Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and put the pastels back, and then I'll show you how to turn it into a postcard. So if you're just here to learn how to draw and color a bird, then that's that. And after I put these away, show you how you can turn it into a postcard. You can send to a friend. I don't think I forgot anything. Sometimes it's good to kind of step back from it to see if you missed anything, but I think I'm good enough. Here, I guess. Okay. close this up and put it on the floor so that it doesn't fall on the floor. Okay, so on a second. Let's carefully peel kind of away from the work. So even if it does peel back the paper, it'll peel it away from the picture instead of taking off some of your drawing. But I did have that happen to me last night. But then you can just blend it to kind of fill in that gap again. It's just a little bit of a different texture. Okay. Ooh. Okay, wonderful. If you have a little snafu like that, you can gently erase it just a little bit. Okay. If you have a fixative spray, it would be a great time to use that now. But since I'm too lazy to get up and do that, I'm just going to very carefully set it down here. And put just a little scrap of tape just so that I don't push it around and smudge it. And this is when you'll need a pen, so you can get out a pen. I don't know where my pens are. So that's something. Hello? I'm so lost. So lost and confused. I'm just trying to think of where I last put my pens. Oh, here's one. Okay, never mind. False alarm. Everything's cool. Okay, so how you label postcards is that the stamp goes on the top right, and then the address that you're sending it to goes here, and then your message goes here. So I'm just gonna Google a generic oh, thank you. I ordered it on an Etsy shop, and I think it's the cutest thing ever. It's also a hair clip, but then when I noticed that it was also a pin, I was like, it was advertised as a hair clip. Let's see. Thanksgiving messages. Oh. It didn't finish it for me, so it was Thanksgiving mess. Okay. Did you just hear my brother out there? May your Thanksgiving be filled with love and cheer, but also with full tummies. Happy Thanksgiving. I like that. So let's write that. But also with full tummies. Happy Thanksgiving, Sam. And then I'm gonna put a stamp on it because I have stamps, so I might as well use them if I know where they are. Don't know where I put anything. Found them. I have a really long headphone cord now. I got them. They're not Thanksgiving themed, but whatever. Okay. Bam. I don't know how much the weight would be affected by the laminating thing and if one stamp will be enough. But that's a future me problem. Okay, so if you're careful enough, then this won't be affected. Everything's fine. So next up, I'll show you how to use a laminating sheet, and then we'll be all done. Just in time, too. I can have a little break before the next stream. I thought this wouldn't take nearly as long just because it's such a small picture, but alright. So it comes in a full sheet like this, and this little handy dandy peel back part. So I'm gonna see if I can actually... Oh, my new fancy gamer chair? Ooh! It's good. It's a lot more comfy than my last one. That is for sure. If I had like any complaints about it, so I'm just gonna like vaguely cut it in half. If I even could have any complaints about it, is that when you lean back, it doesn't like stay leaned back. You have to like keep kind of consciously leaning back, I guess. Where the other one would like kind of have upright and then back and then bam, back, and then it would like stay that way, and you would actually have to like put effort into getting back up. So it's kind of like a sticker where you just peel it back. It's very staticky. Okay. You just carefully put that down in the middle or so. Flatten it out. And then this one, I'm just gonna cut the tip of it off so that maybe it'll help me peel it. I feel like having a corner is actually more helpful to find the plastic to peel it back with. I never believed that a gamer chair was more comfortable, better for your back until I switched back to a regular office chair. Yeah, I haven't noticed any back pain when I'm sitting for like a really long time, like I did with the last one. It's like my lower back. This chair has a lot better like lower back support, in my opinion. So it doesn't matter too much that I can't really like lean back, because yeah. My god, please. I got it. I got it. Okay. Whew. You want to stick that on sooner rather than later, so that no dust gets on the sticky part. Okay. And we got it. So it would be ideal if you had like a card or something, like a gift card, to really like squish this, but I have an edge of my ruler, so I'm gonna use that. Okay, the extra important part is getting the edges in, so I'm just gonna run that along the edge. This actually works really well. And if you're making this at home, you would probably, like, you could put the, it's probably wise to put the address on underneath this, but if you don't, then you can just write on top of this with Sharpie and it should be permanent, you know? This is just plastic. Okay, then I made a little bit of a goof. I guess do it more like this. You don't even have to press that hard, but now you can play tic-tac-toe on it if you look at it from an angle. Whoops. Oh yeah, you didn't, yeah. That's where the ruler went. So I guess that's a lesson learned. Okay, let's trim the edges. Leave yourself a little bit of space on the edges. Then I like to round out the corners, but it's not really a big deal if you just cut it like normal. Round. Nice little beveled edge there. But yeah, that chalk pastel ain't smudging nowhere now. And we are done. Yeah, oops. Oh well, if you don't look at it with the glare, then it looks perfect. There we go, we got two, now I have 2 postcards. 2 fall themed postcards, very nice. Probably send them to relatives. Okay, so that's it. So I assume that the stream is ending. Yeah, yeah, we're done. So I'm gonna be starting upstream again, a new one at 6:30, where you will get to learn how to make wabam, this. Let's get a close up on that. There. It is a watercolor cornucopia, but bam, it's also a card. Woo! Yay! Yeah, you're welcome, Maple. We'll thank you for keeping me company, guys, and see you in a half hour or so. Well, you'll get to learn how to make this. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, you know, comment them down below, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.